Edible as far as I know. Oh, here we go. I don't know if I pronounced this right, but I believe this is Hericium or lion's mane, or I believe some people call it bear's head tooth. There's a few different varieties of it. This one is kind of small. You know, it's not even as big as my 3 fingers there. And it appears to be starting to turn yellow already. And from what I understand, you want to get those lion's mane or hericium or whatever you want to call them. You want to get them when they're still pure white for them to be good and tasty. One thing I'll mention about this though is I think a few people get confused by them, and I know I did when I first started, is there's another mushroom. I showed you the purple one, but there are white ones too, and they're corals. And the difference is, you know, typically sometimes you'll find the corals growing from the ground, whereas the hericiums will almost always, I've always seen them growing on a tree or on a log or a stump. But the main difference, to tell the difference between a coral mushroom and a hericium, is the teeth on a hericium all point down to the ground. All varieties of hericium, they all point down to the ground, and as far as I know, they're all edible. But you need to, you know, confirm that yourself, I would. And the corals, their teeth always point upward. So that's the easy way to tell the difference. I've seen people call these corals, and then I've seen people mistake or ask if a coral is a lion's mane or something along those lines. Oh, sorry about that. My hat fell off, and my bug net and everything else. But with those hericium, you just take them and chop them up into, you know, like crab size or lobster size pieces. And you can saute them, or what I started doing was I'll saute them, but I do it with water, so it's sort of like a steam saute, really. I just have the heat cranked, and I have a little bit of water in there to make kind of steam. It's not really sitting in water, but it's steaming. Throw the lid on it and let it steam like that for, well, it really depends, you know. It could be 5-10 minutes, something like that. And then when you pull them out, you just have some hot butter ready, just like you would do for maybe crab legs or lobster, and you dip it in that. And it is a pretty, I wouldn't say it's an imitation crab meat or nothing, but it's pretty good. And when you eat it that way, it does remind you of crab or lobster. At least it does me somewhat. But I think I found a couple more mushrooms here. Woods are loaded.